Last time I gave you 7 ways to become any Pokemon, but that list was not as complete as I thought because I and some commenters have found 8 more ways to become any Pokemon. We'll start off small, and the further we go, the more Pokemon you can become. So let's get started with getting a living fursuit. Very easy, just get yourself a Ditto. Ditto can transform the cells in his body to become any Pokemon. Where do you fit in this? Answer: Vor. Show Ditto a picture of the Pokemon or form he should take. Once Ditto acknowledges it, get in his mouth and then let him transform. With some tweaks here and there, and boom, you now have the coolest exoskeleton that can change its design whenever you show it what you want it to be. But you haven't technically become a Pokemon, so let's fix that with Body Airbnb. In the Detective Pikachu movie, spoiler, they showed us a method for becoming a Pokemon by gaining control of its body. Step 1 is have money. Step 2 is having the Pokemon you'd like to be and placing them in a crazed state, which can be done quickly with the gas or any other method. Then strapping yourself into this tech to move your mind over to theirs like the squatter you are and get real comfortable at the driver's seat. You are now a Pokemon, but this is not your home. Do you see that body? Yeah, that's still yours, and if it dies, you're out. This method is just a really fancy wireless connection into renting a Pokemon's body, and the good news is the next methods are more permanent just as long as you play the long game. Do you remember when I said Ditto can copy other Pokemon? Well, this isn't limited to their appearances. If instead of a picture, you show Ditto the actual Pokemon you want to copy, you've just purchased the premium plagiarism package that comes with their moves too. But what now, you ask? You now get to play treasure hunter and go looking for Pokemon who grant wishes and travel to new lands. Follow the rumors that give hints, shift through the jungles with jungles where they may be hiding. You just need to find them once and boom, you can ask Ditto for a genetic makeover whenever you want. But if you aren't in a rush, then you could ease on the gas and try the even longer game. Now, we bench Ditto and just look for a specific Pokemon called Jirachi. Jirachi was the Pokemon you saw before that can grant wishes. I know you're going to ask, why did we need Ditto if Jirachi can grant wishes? Thank you for asking, voice in my head. The downside for being able to grant wishes is a lazy so-and-so that makes Snorlax look like an Olympic athlete. Jirachi sleeps for 1,000 years and waking him up is a game of operation. You can wake him up anytime as long as you sing to him in a pure voice. What kind of pure? I don't know if Jirachi wants to hear angelic symphonies or if it's more about intent, so metal isn't off the list. Plus, you need to do it carefully or else Jirachi will go straight to violence. If it senses danger, without waking up, Jirachi will hand you your ass on a platter. We aren't done yet. Even if you successfully wake him up, he only stays awake for 7 days. And if you aren't there on the start or the end of the 1,000 years, he can't grant your wish either way. So you need to wake him up, stick a piece of paper with your wish on his head, let him go back to sleep. Then when he forms a crystalline shell around his body, go live your life. Word your wish in a way where you become a Pokemon and revived to enjoy it. But a 1,000-year plan just seems too extreme for some people. But you aren't some people. You can be the main character. You can be so big that you get a spotlight effect. Where am I going with this? I want you to think of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. A commenter suggested to become the protagonist of a Pokemon mystery game. I laughed. I researched. I realized they were right. This is a method to become a Pokemon. You just need to become an entity so good-natured and skilled that external forces see you as a tool to resolve their issues. You get to become a Pokemon because you're the right person in the wrong body for the job at hand. I don't like this method because it relies on chance and you being considered by another entity from any universe or reality. it doesn't feel personal like the other methods where we're directly interacting with Pokemon, and you can't pick which Pokemon you'll become, and you lose your memories. So you may forget why you wanted to become a Pokemon, but I'm sure there's other ways like fusion, which fixes that lack of bonding we missed out on by being the first method where you and your Pokemon get to bond with your own version of the fusion dance. Any Pokemon that's one of the homies, call them here. Here is a burst heart. Now hold it out and ask your Pokemon to enter it. Yes, this needs more consent. Oh, good, they went in. Now, you can activate this to fuse and gain a new form. Now, in this form, you're fused physically with your Pokemon and have gained your Pokemon's physical traits and some of their special abilities, but you need to train to be able to use it properly. Makes sense, right? Because you've never had this much strength, speed, or durability before. But hurry up, this fusion is taking a toll on your bodies. Now, the more you train and the closer you are with your Pokemon, the better the abilities and further along the transformation goes. A fair trade, since some people want to be a Pokemon just for their ability, but that's a slippery slope of connection and power, so let's make it more innocent with extra virgin olive oil. We need to find Mew. Mew doesn't want to be found. This cat-like appearance isn't coincidental, because we need to convince Mew to come to us, and isn't enough. Mew will only appear to people with a pure heart. So I suggest we go fetch some orphans, because early internet exposure made it too late for most of us. While raising these orphans, you need to teach them about Mew, because Mew also only appears if you have a strong desire to see it. Then you raise them right. Show them what a loving home looks like, while hammering the lesson of what Mew is and that you really want to become a Pokemon. Then head to South America and chill there with the orphans. Don't rush though, cause Mew will go invisible, even if it's the one to approach. Then you live a peaceful life. Once one of the orphans finds Mew, they can ask Mew for a wish. How can Mew grant them? Mew contains the genetic composition of all Pokemon, so what they can do, he can do. But if these orphans get greedy and ask for wishes like wanting to see their parents, which doesn't help us, F it, we ball. Ditch the orphans, we don't need them anymore. Gather the strongest team of Pokemon you can fetch. High speed is wanted, but high defense is a must because we're looking for Mewtwo. Mewtwo is easier to find than Mew and can still do all this because of gene splicing, but I haven't approached him because the gene splicing wasn't perfect, so Mew has no heart. The scientist worked so hard to raise his battle ability to the max that the fuel to get it there was his compassion. So not only is Mewtwo happy to go to violence, but it's Mewtwo's hyperfixation. So we need to pin him down and convince him to grant our wish. And we need to convince him it's something we don't want, since I wouldn't grant any wish if I was given the Jujutsu Kaisen treatment with a talk no jutsu cherry on top. And he's a psychic type, so hypnosis is off the table, but I'm a gambling man, so let's play. We didn't win, and I can't feel my legs. Maybe I should have just stuck with the methods I found in the first video, which you can watch here.